Welcome to another Tuesday night shiur. There you go. See? Okay, let's get into the deep things. You know, last week I had something amazingly prepared. Unfortunately, we didn't record anything last week. But this week we will hopefully talk about other things that I have prepared. This week's parasha is Parashat Balak. Thank you. Parashat Balak. It's the custom to give a cup half full.
The gas.
Now, Parashat Balak. Last week was Parashat Chukat. We was talking about the red cow and Tumah and Tahara, everything to do with the color red. I really wanted to discuss that, but maybe next year. This year, today, we will be talking about Parashat Balak.
See the one that the curses?
Balak ben Sibor. No. You talk about Bilam. Bilam was the one that cursed the Jews.
What came out to be what?
Came out to be Berachot.
It's the one, what's it called? So they have a whole, like a hajjah, like, what happens after her when you're in the next world. You spoke with Jesus, is that the guy? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know why you even brought that Avi Avot Tumah into
No, I'm saying like there was a Bilam or Balak, it's like a story how he spoke with people, like, what's your punishment down there for doing this, and he...
What?
When I think like the Uncle was basically did like a little thing to like before he converted, he was speaking to the dead basically.
You're talking about Bilam went to Azav Azai, two angels. They were part of the Nephilim. What's the Nephilim? The angels that fell on this earth. The Christians like to talk about them a lot. They don't know what the heck they're saying. And there's something called the Nephilim. There were two angels, and they said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why create man? Put us on this earth, and we will do a better job than man. And God said, okay. And He put them on this earth, and they started to sin.
Angels?
The two angels, Azav Azai. And they started to sin, and they were casted away in the mountains of India and Pakistan, in that area. Some say in the Arabian Peninsula, whatever the case is. And Bilam went to learn from them the secrets of all the black magic. But our shiur is not about this.
Brother, stop. Can't do that. Your face comes...
Not only can I do that, I'm gonna do that.
Can I ask a
Wait,
question?
quick question.
Yes.
Are they still alive?
They are still in existence.
For...
If they have free
I
will.
heard.
Angels have free will.
I heard.
We're not gonna get about that.
Okay, we have a question.
We're not gonna get about that. We're not gonna talk about that. I know you learned all your life that angels are robots. There are different levels of angels. There's Seraphim, Fanei HaKodesh. We say it in Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Right? V'omfanim, right? Right? There's the Seraphim. There's many different levels of angels. The Rambam brings it down.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, you can ask your question.
Let's hypothetically speak.
Some angels have free will, some angels don't. We'll talk about it, maybe a different shiur. We'll do a shiur just on angels. But I don't really like to talk about these kind of things.
What?
Because why is it relevant?
Is it just something like...
1 second. Why is it relevant?
Nice to know.
I can talk to you about angels and magic and the Kabbalah
Interesting, right?
and all these things. But how's it going to affect you? It's going to give you an inspiration for 24 hours, and that's it.
Yeah,
But you can say anything about shiur.
You can say that about anything.
Yeah.
Anyone
No.
age.
The shiur that I give, Not necessarily you have inspiration, but when you walk outside, it's shooting of avoida. What is avoida? How do I better myself? I'm giving you tools. I'm not giving you inspiration. Inspiration are clouds. They're butterflies. I don't care about that. I'm done with those lectures.
Yeah, but it's still part of Judaism, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
They're part of Judaism, but not for you. Not for you. You're done from that stage. You have to graduate.
Yeah, but again, graduate from people tell you like the baby story. Oh, angels
If
came
you
down.
if you
know
reach,
what I'm saying?
you have to reach a level that you have to inspire yourself.
I really like that.
Whether I inspire myself or not, it's still like interesting to know these things.
Everyone's
Again, it's part
like
of
to be
Judaism.
read, like you're not doing glitz.
Okay, what was your question? I don't have time for this. I want to get
question.
into.
So in all they say they came down, they sinned, right? And then that's how giants came about.
Correct.
So if you're saying they're still in like this earth or planet, right? There's no giants anymore. So what, they stop sinning with?
No, they're locked up.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't want to get into it right now.
Really?
No, they got locked up. They got chained up
Till this day.
till today.
Okay.
Nobody knows what they're.
So, he said he wants to talk about it. I heard this
So
thing
you gotta know
with the golden calf. Remember when the Jews sinned with the golden calf, right? I heard that they were such big tzaddikim, all those people, right? They really meant to do it in a positive way because they thought the way we serve Hashem is with animals, like we give them a korban, this and that. So they decided that they would do a cattle, wherever they did. I don't know, this that because everyone. I feel like everyone thinks that they sin, but these people are like big tzaddikim. How could they even sin, right? So they didn't do it in a positive way. They did it in a good intentions. What they
The
did.
Jews didn't sin.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that true? Like
The Erev Rav sin.
was it, the Yitzhak?
Erev Rav.
What's that?
The Egyptians that joined the Jews in the Exodus, they did the golden calf. You know
So
what
why
the
was it
Jews
we
did?
did?
The Jews did zima,
What's that?
adultery. That's what we did. The beginner starters of the golden calf were the Erev Rav. Good?
Another question on bettering yourself. How do you always keep that inspiration with you, Remy? Because sometimes lately, I'll be honest, I don't feel lately like people are telling me now religious and what's that. I'm not letting them get there. It's just saying I do feel like what they're saying is true. I feel like that. I don't know like how to every day, you know? Like, I don't feel like I do make hard I do shit. I mean, I just don't feel like I'm enjoying the connection. Lately I don't know what happened. You know?
What's your question?
How do you enjoy it? How do you want to do it? How do you feel a connection to God every time
Do you
God?
enjoy making money?
Yeah, of course not.
Why?
Best feeling in the world.
Why?
I don't know, I feel tough. Not literally tough, but like you feel good. You know what I mean? Like when you walk out, you feel good.
Ask you a question, you gave me a lecture.
I'm telling you, that's your question.
Ask me why.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I tell you why.
Why?
Because you see the results.
Okay, yeah.
That's the answer.
Now, how do I see the results?
In Torah, do you feel that you became a better human being by not doing Torah mitzvah?
Definitely not.
So then that should be a reward.
If I don't feel like when I come home, like the way you just said, you feel the
Are you
result.
do you want to repeat your parents' life? Yes or no?
Oh, shit.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
really.
No, right? So shouldn't that be an inspiration for yourself? Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Oh, is it hard?
100%.
I never said that. But it's harder to live that life.
True.
So you make that decision.
You're saying by doing Torah mitzvot, it changes that whole
Correct? Because when you do Torah mitzvah properly, what happens to a human being?
changes, becomes better.
Automatically, when you start living a life with your spouse, what happens to you?
Change.
You don't change. You start your life with positivity. Torah brings positivity. If Torah doesn't bring positivity, you're not learning Torah. You're part of a cult.
So why do we want to leave? When we're learning, we want to leave. Why do we have that? If it's
I don't understand your
positive.
question.
Why when we're learning Torah, we want to leave? Like, let's just say I'm learning Gemara.
Who wants to leave?
Me, like I don't want to sit there for so long. Like I want to just be done. It's hard. It's so hard. I just want to leave.
Why do you want to be done?
No, I don't feel the love to it. That's what I'm saying.
So you have to find the love. I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna love your wife all the time? So you can answer. You don't have to shake like you're in some recording for the other thing. You know what I'm telling you? I'm telling you, and you're telling me what everyone's thinking, but no one's gonna say it. That's a difference. That's why people watch us. You know why people watch us? I'll tell you why. Because they can relate to it, but they're too scared to admit it. I want you to know that. Just letting you know. Do you think you're gonna love your wife 24/7?
No, probably not.
You're not. You know when you will start loving your wife 24/7?
When you give, always.
When you put her needs before you put your needs. That's when your love towards her will be infinite. Because what happens when you put your needs before her needs? If she's a bardat and she has brains, she'll eventually realize and she'll start putting your needs before her needs. And then what happens in that relationship? Each one is trying to please the other one before pleasing themselves. And then what did you just do in that house? You made the greatest harmony in the world. They're married for 40 years. They're still going to Shalom Bayit classes. 40 years they're married. I'm telling you all Shalom Bayit in one sentence. Put her needs before you put your own needs. That's it. But I can't. No, you could. You don't want to. Why? Because you think that if you do that, you're a sin. You're not a sin. Because why should I care how he thinks of me if I'm living a good life? If I'm enjoying my life in my relationship, why should I care what my neighbor thinks about my marriage? What is it to you? You're miserable. I should join your misery? No, thank you, my friend. You be miserable. You can think whatever you want about me, but I'm happy. Perfectly fine. I'm chilling. What's your question? Rabbi, I still didn't get to the topic I want to talk about.
Yeah,
but it's okay. Ask the question. It's good.
It's fine.
It's good. It's good.
What are you doing in the case?
Which case, my love?
Where you put her needs above your needs, but the same is not given back to you?
Impossible.
I wouldn't say her needs.
I'm going to tell you why it's impossible.
Crazy woman, Rabbi. Sure, let's say.
Can I tell you why it's impossible?
How is it possible?
There's a pasuk in the Tehillim. There's a pasuk in the Tehillim that says the reflection of water. When a person looks at water, what does he see in the reflection? Himself. When a person gives full desire towards something else, what does he get in return? What does he get in return? He gets the same thing back. You know why people don't see it? Because they're doing it because they want something in return. You doing that for your spouse not because you want something in return. You tell yourself, Levech, I don't care if she treats me bad. But I'm doing this because I'm fully committed, I'm fully invested. Automatically, the same thing happens to her.
So if somebody comes up to you, guy, and he's like, listen, I put my wife's needs before my own, and she's not doing the same. Well, what do you say to the guy? You have some kind of other intention.
I'm going to tell him the fact that you asked me that question, you weren't genuine about it. Because if you cared so much to do everything for her, automatically you wouldn't care what she thinks. The reason why you care is because you're not invested 100%. I'll give you an example. You're an intern in a company. And this company, this is your dream job. But what's the problem? They treat you like a piece of garbage. Like a piece of garbage. But you love this job. You want to climb up the ladder. The fact that they're treating you like a piece of garbage, is that going to stop you from still doing 100% into this job? Yes or no? If you're self-motivated, is that going to stop you?
No, you're going to take it. You're going to take it.
You want to know why?
You're going to eat it.
Because you're giving it 100%. When a guy comes to me and he gives me a Megillah of all the bad and all the good he does, you know what I say? All the good you did is only because you don't want her to do bad. That's not a fulfillment of a marriage. That's not 100%. I do so much for God. How come he does so much evil? Blah, blah, blah. You're not doing it for God. You're doing it for yourself. Because if you think whatever God gives you is bad, automatically you're wrong.
So a person's wife.
Do you understand what I just told you?
It's not bad.
No. That means the Torah says if a woman cheats on her husband, he has to divorce her.
Now he's embarrassed in front of the whole
Not
community.
to be embarrassed. He has to divorce her. He has to start his life. Sorry. There are cases that happens, and a man has to divorce his wife. Okay? Now, I'm telling you to give in and to do so much for your spouse doesn't mean you have to be a simp. Well, I'll tell you what I mean by simp. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be a man. You still have to be a man. You know what I mean, right? You have to have koach gavra. You have to make decisions. But you have to put her needs. Meaning, you have to try to help her and give to her as much as you can. But it doesn't mean now you're the guy wearing the skirt in the house. I didn't say that. That's not what I hope we're not getting confused here. That's not what I meant. That's called an idiot. I'm going to be black and white on this. That's called an idiot. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about making sure she is fully, physically, and emotionally, big key, emotionally satisfied. Everything then falls into place. Buying gifts just to calm down that emotional crave of attention, that's when cheating comes.
So it's
But you had everything in the marriage! How come you did this? You know why she did it?
Like I said,
She didn't have everything in the marriage. She didn't have the thing that she really needed. Unfortunately. And unfortunately, sometimes she did have everything and she still became haywire. It happens. It happens. But that doesn't mean now you should live a miserable marriage because maybe she's going to do that. No, you have to have the perfect marriage. You have to give your all and she has to give her all. Because until you don't give 100%, you can't say you gave 100%. That make you think a little bit? Yeah, right? It looks like you just got hypnotized. I think you're good for the next 6 months, no? See you 6 months from now? Go ahead.
I was gonna say.
I just got.
A case. Let's just say if
I
you're
hope
okay
people
with
that watch also.
If you're okay with a question like this, if you're okay, I don't know. A case that a woman walks home, she just starts yelling at the husband randomly. How do you react to that?
She tweaks. Is she bipolar?
I don't know. I mean, women.
No. That's not an answer.
Doesn't happen out of nowhere.
No.
Of course, if they have a bad day at work, it comes all on you. What do you mean? Is it?
Majority of the time,
Girls?
but majority of the time, it's good you didn't matter.
Shh. Wait. Mr. Psychologist. 1 second. Go ask the question. You're walking home. First of all, these are scenarios that
I'm asking about
so many different variants have to come into place. I'm going to ask you a question.
Of course.
Can I ask you a question? Now, in no way am I saying this. I'm not comparing anyone to anything. If you're walking outside, right? You have a dog with you. And that dog out of nowhere starts to tweak and bark. What are you going to do? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna do nothing. You're gonna look at the dog and look at him and say, "This dog is crazy." You're gonna calm him down. You're gonna say, "You finished barking? Can we continue?" And you're gonna go weiter. When you're in a relationship and there's barking for no reason, you have to be the bigger person at that moment. It could be either the woman barking or the man barking. Right? You have to be the bigger person in that relationship. What means to be the bigger person? Shut your mouth, let them vent, and then make them feel stupid by saying, "Are you done now? Can we have a normal conversation?" What happens at that moment? What happens at that moment? You know?
Stupid, yeah.
Exactly.
But then she wants to fight now because
No, she doesn't want to fight. Why? Because she feels so stupid or he feels so dumb that they couldn't talk about it like mature adults. You're not playing the psychology. You know what's in your head? Let's do the revenge. Who's on top? You want to be on top?
No, I'm asking.
No. You want to be on top? Shut your mouth, let it come out, and then say, "Can we have a normal conversation now? Are we ready to be adults?"
Get her excited.
Yeah. But you know what's also going to make her? It's to make her realize that I have to stop using negative reinforcement to get what I want. Negative reinforcement is barking, or he. Many husbands also do this on their wife. They bark. So what does a smart person do? They don't ignore it and walk away and start crying. They're having an episode. Let the episode pass. Let's sit down like adults and let's talk about it. That's it. You know what you just solved? You solved 1 week of it. Instead of not talking to each other and looking different sides of the wall, instead of fighting and trying to think, how am I going to make it up now and all this, you solved it within 30 seconds by what? Letting the episode pass and saying, let's be mature adults and let's talk about it.
Sometimes you want to scream already, I'll be honest.
You're sure sometimes you want to
You
scream?
just want to fight for the sake of winning because you know how stupid that whatever she's saying is.
100%, but that makes you worse than her. You want to know why? Because she's doing it because something's bothering her. You're doing it because you want to show that she's stupid. That makes you dumber than her. Or vice versa. That's called being the bigger man.
And how about if positive and
Now.
negative reinforcement doesn't work?
No such thing. You're not doing it
It's not
properly.
possible, yeah, John. It's not possible.
No, what do you mean?
You see, when negative reinforcement comes to the picture, it takes time for the other person to get used to the positive reinforcement. It's called trauma.
Yeah.
Because people don't understand this. I always say, I used to laugh at this. What did I used to laugh? Oh, if the person's good, you don't have to worry about the parents. You don't have to do research about who the father is or who the mother is wrong. Now, after years in this field, I realize that's a mistake. Because how the parents raise the kid and who the parents are leave a very big imprint, and the child and how they act, their characteristic traits, how they deal with issues, how they solve issues. Automatically, you have to understand when you're getting married, you're not just marrying her, you're marrying trauma, or him. I'm sorry, I'm just saying her because I'm just a man. You're marrying trauma with it. You're bringing trauma into your life. You have to understand as a man or as a woman, I have to be mentally ready to accept this BS. And if I'm not going to reinforce it with positivity, then you know what's going to happen? Hell. Hell is on this world. Living with a wife or with a spouse that is not understanding, that just looking for arguments, that's hell. But everyone has this in the beginning of their marriage. The question is, how far along are you going to be mature enough to discuss the issues? Now, when you discuss an issue, how do you discuss an issue? Like adults, you sit down and you talk about it. Now, what happens in most relationships? They think they're coming to accuse, and the other one comes to defend. It has nothing to do with defending and accusing. This has to come. There's an issue. Let's discuss it. Let's see how we can work past it. Now, I know you guys, most of you are single. This is not the marriage classes. I don't want to do anything like this. Let's get into the shiur, right? I think I should start a new video. No, how many minutes are we in?
No, Rabbi, because you're not gonna post that. I know you, Rabbi. Believe me.
But who needs to hear all that?
We men need it. Please, Rabbi.
How many minutes am I anyway?
23. It's not
23, so I can crop it up after.
No, Rabbi,
Okay,
that's not
Rabbi,
right. That's not right. Sorry, please.
Mr. Rabbi, if I gave you 20 minutes before the shiur, I'm expecting you for a couple, so I can.
Wait, Rabbi, can you please leave it?
Okay. Anyone have any last questions?
It's all right.
Listen, I'm leaving it. Anyone have any last questions? No? Okay. Morai Rabotai, what do I want to talk about today? What I'm about to talk to you about today, I was contemplating for a long time to talk about.
Talk about what?
Talk about?
He said money this idiot. That's all he thinks about.
I don't care about money. Money doesn't interest me. Money is a false god.
Money's a false god.
Money is a false god.
Why, Rabbi?
Because the more you worship it, you're not worshiping him. The less you worship it, the more you'll get in return from it.
You gotta have him worship you,
Whatever.
basically.
Life will teach you.
It's crazy.
Rabbi
Rabbi,
said,
let's be honest, Rabbi.
we have...
Money helps a lot in
What did I say? What did I say? I said worshiping it. I never said it doesn't help you. Of course it helps you. Make billions of dollars. Don't worship it. Don't sell your life for money. That's all I said. I don't know why you're tweaking. Every time I say that, you tweak.
No, you're not tweaking.
I'll tell you why. You don't mind me being open?
Okay, Grandma, can we turn off the video now?
No, I'll tell you why.
Yes, you want to read it now.
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Because for you, your struggles, when you saw your mother struggling, it all has to do with money. So in your mind, money is your salvation.
That's salvation.
Yes, it is. Yeah, no. It's your salvation. For you, money is life. Why? Because you saw people live without money, and you saw their struggles and their stress and their issues, and how it took you, the whole family, to the left field. For you, that's your trauma. So what satisfies you? When I have money. I don't spend anything. I need it. I can't.
Let's take it to the grave.
That's you. You know you have to work on it, because one day you're gonna have a wife and kids. And if you're not gonna understand, if you're not gonna prioritize life for them, not for money, then you're not gonna have a wife and kids eventually. You're gonna have to repeat the life. And this is what I want to talk about today. Today we're going to be talking about something very, very important. Everything that happens to us in our lifetime already happened. Everything in our lifetime, that we are experiencing already happened. So why are we experiencing it again?
That's all.
Because we didn't pass it.
You mean like time is like true?
We are reliving our last lifetimes and our present lifetimes until we overcome it.
But we take a movie when you like put it back.
I want you two guys to try not to talk from now until the end. Let's try. Not kicking in the feet, none of this. Let's be mature. Because what I'm about to tell you, I don't know if you're gonna hear it again, ever. Because no one likes to talk about this stuff. Because it's black and white. It's getting down to business. People like inspiration and stories. I'm not gonna name you one story I'll tell you today about Rav Asher Wasserman. It's his yahrzeit. We see something very amazing in this week's parasha. At the end of this week's parasha, after Balak and Bilam realize they can't destroy the Jews with curses, Bilam goes to Balak and says, there's one thing their God really hates, and he hates what? Adultery. And Balak said, what's the problem? Jews like what? What do Jews like? Kesef. We're going to open up a bazaar, big trading market. While the Jews are passing, we're going to put the old ladies in the front. And when they're going to do targavat, they're going to discuss business. They're going to say, no, where's the good stuff? Why are you giving me the garbage? You're going to say, the good stuff is in the back. And who's there in the back? The beautiful women.
Balak was the king, right?
And the beautiful women are going to wear what? Bikini. And they're going to be in the back with a nice hookah set over there. And they're going to have all the zima. Inside the hookah is not really hookah, but it's marijuana. And there's going to be a whole bunch of women there. And they're going to be, say, if you want this, you can buy it. But no, if you buy it, you can also have me. And like this, they're going to do the averot. And Balak said, idea. Amazing idea! Let's do it. And they did it. And what happened? There was a man, his name was Zimri ben Salum. Nasi al-Bnei Shevet Shimon. I want you guys to understand something. And Nasi is the leader of a tribe. You can think of every rabbi in the world, Rav Ovadia, Bibi Shai, all of them, they can't get to the nail tip of a Nasi, of a leader of the tribes in the time of the Jews being in the desert.
You say each tribe, like
Each one had a thing. The tribe of Shimon saw these beautiful women and they said, such beauty, how can we not use this beauty for our advantage? They were making chidushim. Everything was created for Jews. Now this beauty is gonna go for a goy. I have to take advantage of it. As a yid, it's my responsibility. Ah! Not only is it my responsibility, it's my obligation. I have to obligate myself in order to bring kids from this lady. It's my obligation as a yid. You know, I can come out with chidushim that you can eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. So a Jewish brain is unbelievable. And what happened? They came to Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe, can we do znut? Why they came to Moshe Rabbeinu? Do you know why?
Security. To feel secure.
Because Moshe Rabbeinu himself married a goy.
There you go.
Yitro, yes.
Yitro's wife.
Yitro's daughter.
Daughter, you're right. So they were saying to Moshe, you did it! How come I cannot do it? You sinned! How about me? How about me?
Before the Torah.
He did not say.
That's not the point. The point is the brazenness. When a person wants to do an Averah, what does he do? He can go to the leaders. He can go to the leader of Klal Yisrael and say, you did it. Why can I not do it? You know, everyone that says that, they all get punished at the end. What happened at the end? What happened to the tribe of Shimon? 24,000 of them died.
From the tongue? So they
Died. That's a different Pasha.
Oh.
They got plagued. They died. Why? Because they were doing Zimah. Because they decided to blame Moshe Rabbeinu and use it as an advantage for themselves.
I have a question.
But wait, I'm not done. There's a build-up to this. It's a build-up. You see, Shevet Shimon has a very interesting history. Shevet Shimon, at the end of at the beginning, let's go even beyond. In the beginning of the Torah, Yaakov Avinu said to Shimon himself, he cursed him. If you look at the Beracha, if you look at it black and white, it looks like a curse. It doesn't look like a blessing. But really, it's the greatest blessing.
Going back?
You will live amongst your brothers. For you that went to go and kill the Chamor because they raped your sister, and he gave him a curse. Yaakov Avinu. They had to relive it. Are they going to overcome their test? Shimon's neshama became so big that it broke up to these 24,000 people. They failed. You know when else these souls came back? To who?
Rabbi Akiva, Luis, Lamai.
The Talmidim of who? Rabbi Akiva. Hashem said, I'm giving you another chance to fix yourself.
But they failed again, no?
I'm giving you another chance to fix yourself. Fix it. And what happened then? They failed again. I'm always saying, in your life, all of our lives, we're going to have challenges. And we're not going to understand where these challenges are coming from. Why are these challenges happening to me? You know what the answer is? Because only you can fix it. Because you failed before, and now you're the only one that can fix it. We don't need a machine to go back in time. We are living, this was my chidush I made up months ago. We are living the present, the past, and in the future in the same time. Because whatever you're doing now is an outcome of your past, but yet it determines a new future. So you living right now, you're actually living Haya Hoveh V'yeh in the same time.
So Rabbi, nobody can.
Do you hear what I just told you? When a person comes and says, "Oh, I don't know if I can live like this, or I can have this test, or I have this relationship," you don't understand. This already happened to you. You have to overcome it. The famous sin for men, right? It's hard the first time. It's hard the second time. It's hard the 10th time. Already after 15, 20 times you're controlling yourself, what happens?
Because no, every day.
Now, let's say someone controls himself not to do it one day.
Feels good.
Second day. Third day. Suddenly it becomes easier and easier for me.
No, then the fourth, 7 days is the hardest.
It's hard, but once you overcome, number 7, number 8 is easy.
Yeah.
Number 9 is easier. Number 10, number 15, it's all easy after that. But what happens? I know, until it gets to that test that the Yetzer Hara is trying to test you, and once you overcome that, it becomes even easier.
Why is it easier?
There's a less you feed it.
Because the less you give into it, the less it gets desired.
So then when you start your
Let me finish. The less, you know why you notice you want to know why when you go outside you notice every girl? Because in your brain that sin is always in your head.
That's what Hashem created it, though.
No. No. He created you that way, but he also created you with tools to overcome it. That's not an excuse, you know. I don't like when people say it. That's the way I was created.
I like looking at beautiful things.
Thank you. It's natural, Rebbe. It's natural.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But you also have to learn how to control yourself.
Okay, it's hard.
Yeah, don't like that. Like, you know, she's walking, go upstairs, boom, walk away.
I'm not telling you not. I actually am telling you not. But shh, it's okay.
I'm joking.
Nothing to do with that.
Says names with the
Hello? Do you understand? Or you don't understand? Now, what was actually going on? When Moshe Rabbeinu at the end of his life, when he was splitting the land to the Jewish people, which tribe didn't get a part of Eretz Yisrael?
Yosef, right?
Yosef got 2 parts, but not Shimon and Ephraim. Shimon?
What did he do? Did he go?
Yehuda gave him a donation, a little portion of their land. Donated a little bit.
They didn't have many people left, though, right?
They had very little because of this sin, because when they left Mitzrayim, they were also they were one of the smallest
But
tribes.
why, though?
Because until you don't break the generational curse, you'll always be the smallest person in the world. You're not listening. Learn to digest what I told you. Learn to digest it. This is not Instagram, and this is not TikTok, and this is not Facebook. This is the Torah says it. Until you don't overcome the curse, the generational curse, you will never be able to grow in numbers.
What?
Because grow. You will never be able to grow. Why? Because you will always be living in the pain of another person. You must overcome it. I say this to many people, and I'm not saying this to God forbid, exclude them. But kids that come from divorced family have a higher rate of getting divorced. You want to know why? Because until they don't break the curse, it's going to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat.
It's not fair. It's challenging.
It's not that it's not fair.
It's not
It's
fair.
100% fair.
No.
And I tell you why. Because if he gave it to you, you can overcome it. You know what's not fair? For you to get, not you got but for someone to get married and not invest 100% and run out. That's not fair. What's fair is for him to stick it out like a man and say, no matter what happens, I'm giving 100%. And I'm not going to use a hockey stick. And I'm not going to curse names. And I'm not going to use revenge. And I'm not going to say, you did it, she did it, and use all the blame on each other in order to get my way. Instead, I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to try to become a better person. That's what's fair. That's your job and that's my job. The only reason why it's a higher rate is because that's what he saw. Do you understand? That's your answer. But to sulk about it and start crying, leave that for the bathroom. No one cares about your tears. The reality and the fact at the end of the day, if you're not gonna do and take care of it, the curse will be on forever and forever and forever. You wanna know why? Because no one was there to teach you otherwise. And that's how you ended up in our yeshiva. Because we teaching you otherwise. What's your question?
So
I didn't finish the chiddush, but go ahead, my love. Sorry.
Book, Rebbe. So you always you have to break your generational curse, right?
Yes.
Is there a certain amount of times you have before you can't do it anymore? Because again,
Yes.
Rebbe,
Yes.
what do you mean? How many?
Now ask your question again. I might have said yes, I did too soon.
Yeah. So you said 24,000 Shimon, 24,000 people failed to test the woman, then they got reincarnated from the 24,000. So what happened after that? You're saying do you have?
They still come back. But now they don't come as a collective.
They come back and say, they come as like an object, a tree.
They don't come back as collective, they come back as individuals.
Which type of people?
You know what that means? Not necessarily does it have to be 24,000 person. It can be 5,000 here, 2,000 here, 2,000 here, 1,000 here, 100 here.
How many chances do you have for it's like, we can't do anymore? Or is there such a thing where you get a limited chance?
I understand what you're saying. Unfortunately, sometimes when a person doesn't take care of it himself, God has to intervene. And when God intervenes, it's pretty bad. That's when the whole tree and rock and all this stuff come into place. See, Hashem made this world a perfect world. It's perfect. This world is perfect. Who destroyed this world? Man.
Why did we destroy it?
Because we put our needs before His needs.
Brothers,
You're not listening.
it's also He created us. He's that's why we're
You
here.
know, He created you perfect.
We're greedy. I'm talking about human jail. We're greedy. We always want.
We're not greedy.
So we're
No, we're not.
We always want more.
Because
You give
that's
us 10,000,
you're
you
wrong.
want 20,000. You
You're
give us 30, you
wrong.
want
You're
50.
wrong. You're wrong. Can I prove to you how you're wrong?
Yeah.
Give me 30 million.
I want you to go to I want you to go to Cambodia
Give me 60.
or to Africa.
What's that? Cambodia.
I want you to go to one of these tribes.
They'll eat him alive, right?
Tribes. There are tribes that speak
What?
English. Shh. Speak English that they integrate with outsiders. I want you to ask them how you live. They're still walking around with the same underwear that they wore when they were born. How come they don't have the same greed and they want to be like you? Can I tell you why? Because they grew up in a different system. You grew up in a different system. So for you, everyone has greed. Not saying you, but everyone has greed, has this, has that. No, they don't. These things were introduced to us. Negativity was introduced to us. They made a test. They took a baby. They put a snake next to it. And both the father and mother are petrified of snakes. The kid was playing with a snake. You know when the kid learned to be scared of the snake?
Yes.
Because when the father and mother starts to go,
Wait, who lost a baby by snake?
No, they took out the things they were harvested.
you understand? They went crazy.
This is true.
You know, yeah. You know when you learn trauma, when you learn these bad things, you know who you learn it from? From people around you. But you gotta fix it. Shh. You gotta fix it. We all gotta fix it. That's what we're here for. Shh. You understand? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna blame the world until we fix it? I'm telling you right now, the day you start fixing it, you will feel such satisfaction in your life. The day you work on yourself, you'll feel such a sense of peace in your life. No one in this world, no money in this world can give you that sense of satisfaction, of peace, of belonging. That sense of belonging. I belong. You know who you belong to? Hashem. That sense of groundedness, that sense of all the elements in one, all the elements. You will feel that in your core when you start to overcome this. Because every test we have, they're always going to come until you overcome it. They're always, as guys that's been going on 10 years, 15 years, then they get married. What happened? I got so tired, I already settled. Why you couldn't settle when you were in your 20s? Why you had to settle when you were in your 30s and 40s? They learn to what? To give in. Take it the way it is. I'm not telling you to settle. I'm just telling you, you don't need to go through all this process if you do start that process on yourself right now. But wow, people don't like to hear this. People just like to get inspired, tell me what I got to do, and that's it. No. Lo shaveh, your Torah, your mitzvot, if you're doing it as a robot. I promise you. Yeah, you get that you were here. You get that but you don't get that golden star of you. Wow, you're amazing. You don't get it. That comes from an inner. And inner means I'm starting to work on myself.
So how do you build that feeling? By working yourself until you build the feeling? They build the feeling.
By working on yourself.
It's working.
Working on yourself and davening. The best feeling in the world. You know why it's the best feeling? Because you stop to react. A person that doesn't react is reaching levels of becoming a perfect human being.
So if you don't react.
Meaning you're saying if bad things happen, okay, Baruch Hashem, something.
Not just that, you don't react to it. Your decisions don't come from a reaction. Give you an example. Give you an example. You ready? You go start going to Minyan in the morning. Suddenly your father will say, or people in the street, wow. Or someone says, wow, you became fanatic? What happened? What happened to you? Or the religious guy in the shul says, I see you became Chazer B'tshuva. First of all, that guy's going straight to Gehenna. He believes in hell, so he's going straight to hell. Not the first level, but the 7th level. Where Yoshka is. He's going to be boiling in the semen of Yoshka over there.
Just for saying that phrase?
Just for saying that. Why? Because that is worse. That's the worst thing in the world. He doesn't know what he did. You as a perfect human being that doesn't react, you know what you do to a person that says all this stuff? You don't care.
So what do you do?
Yeah, nothing. Finished? You finished? You finished? Thank you. I'm very happy to see you too. I promise to you, the next day, he won't say a word to you. He'll say hi and he'll walk away. You want to know why? Because you showed him, I'm putting you in your place. You in the bathroom where you have to use the bathroom, you do your sound. Don't do that to me when I'm with Chazek. We have a tendency as human beings that we need to validate everybody. Who the hell do you think you are? A person trying to meet Chazek in Torah Mitzvot and you're coming and you then, you're not mechazek him. You know how you say you mechazek him and you go up to him and say, I'm very proud of you. I love to see you. Keep it up. I know it's difficult, but keep it up. But to go, psh, wow, unbelievable.
In a way,
That psh sound
shows that
means like,
he didn't believe
since when the son of a gun became what he did. And that gives a feeling to a person. That gives a feeling to a person, I don't want to be here. Who told me I love to go to Keter Torah to daven Shacharit? You told me?
Yeah.
You want to know why he loves that? Because over there everyone minds their business.
That's true.
He goes, puts on his tefillin, he davens, and he leaves. You go to other shuls, Rahman al-Islam, like you open the whole garbage thing. So someone's making diarrhea in the bathroom. Yo, what is it to you? What is it to you? Can I know what is it to you, Habibi? Why you need that? That's why I always say, Chagim are coming up. Rosh Hashanah people don't go to a minyan like that. Go to a minyan, they sit there, they daven, and everything is quiet, nice. They can have the black hat, and they can have the nice tie, and everyone's looking at you and garbage. 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 Those minyanim you have to run away from, because for them it's all a show. For them it's not Torah mitzvot. For them it's not God. For them it's not God. For them it's who has the nicest tie, who has the nicest watch, whose rim is the nicest, who's shuckling the most. What kind of bull? It all became a show. That's why you're not allowed to react. Ever. Ever. Don't ever react. Ever. Why? That means you are a man that controls his emotion. Man that knows how to control his emotion is the strongest human being.
that's what makes a real man.
We're getting it.
Because when you control your emotions, you're invincible. A person can only control his emotion. You know how? By repeating this sentence in his brain all the time. Everything comes from Hashem. Because when you say everything comes from Hashem, what happens automatically? You don't look at that person down. You just look at that person like he just doesn't know. If you go and ignore a person and say what kind of idiot that person is, you're not controlling your emotions. Outside you are, but inside you're not. You know how you do it also inside that it should reflect outside?
Yeah.
Everything comes from Hashem. You're right, everything comes from Hashem.
It's
I
like
remember when I
being-
just started to become mechazek in mental Judaism. When I used to say to people, until today, I say when they ask me, "Oh, this happened, that happened," I said it already happened. Everything comes from Hashem. I'm gonna cry about spilled milk right now. I can't change it anyways. It used to drive them crazy until today. Drives them crazy. They're like, you're such a
Whole figure.
yeah, kind of person. You're such a careless person. I said, I'm not careless. I'm just living. What am I supposed to do? It is what it is. It is what it is. What God decided.
It hurts sometimes, right?
But you know what? When you live like that,
Nothing about it.
perfect human being. And that's called breaking the generational curses of born.
So if we break it, Mashiach's coming. That's it.
If you break
Guaranteed.
it, if you break it, you're Mashiach king. Because what is Mashiach? Mashiach is a time when people are so enlightened with God that everything for them is godly. So when something happens to you, you say everything's from Hashem, and I'm so attached to God, and I do mitzvot because I want to just develop that relationship. Then what happens? You're living in the time of Mashiach. He might not, but that's his problem. You are the most happiest life. Happiest. My side, I want to finish with this small story of Elchanan Wasserman, as we know, during the beginning of World War II. He came to America to collect money for his yeshiva in Europe. Rav Elchanan Wasserman. Listen to this story. When the World War II broke out, he was in America. And he said, I have to go back to Europe. They told him, you're gonna die. If you go, you're dead. You know what he said? My students are there. That's where I'm going. You know how he died? Held the Gemara in his hand, giving his shiur to his Talmidim. And he told his Talmidim, we're about to die right now. The Germans are coming. We're going to die now. Let's die with Kiddush Hashem.
How do they know that, bro? Everyone died, you said.
No. Oh, there was one student, they said that faked his death. He fell, like that. And he lived to tell the tale. He lived to tell the tale. But I want you to understand something. Maybe one day we'll talk about this. What's a true Rebbe? What's a true leader? Not one that just cares for himself. One that says, I'm going to go to the pit for my Talmidim. That's a true Rebbe. The Gemara says, if a person has to run to Ir Miklat, who has to go with him?
What's he doing?
His Rebbe has to go with him to Ir Miklat.
What's he doing?
The city refuge.
City of refuge if God forbid he killed someone by accident.
You know,
Torah
the
says
accident.
his Rebbe has to go with him to Ir Miklat
To drop them off, or it's just
to stay and live there.
To learn.
Oh, you want to call them?
Rabbi Sai, why should you kill someone? Rabbi Sai, a leader. You know why some people feel an attachment to some rabbis and some people don't? Because it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a rabbi that just tells you halacha what to do and just says bye-bye, then you know who you're going to find? You're going to find one of those. But if you want to find someone that you feel emotionally attached, physically attached, you can't live without him, you drink his water, his breath, then you're going to find someone like that. But you have to be willing to understand it.
But you do that for your students, like this. After somebody's like, maybe you gotta be on. Honestly, no.
Hopefully never
I'll
comes
just
to that.
I'll just
I
say.
don't know.
Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I don't know.
Obviously not what I'm saying, you know?
I don't know. I had students that I had to visit in jail. I had students that I've done things for. I have students that I've done things for them and their spouses and now their kids. Let's just say I'm very available. Now I'm not recruiting anyone.
That's true. He always answers the phone.
Rabbi Sai, I'm
That's the
not
word of Ali Rabin.
I'm not recruiting. I don't need more students. You know, I told this to one of my someone very close to me. He said, I want to have a lot of students. I said, listen to me. I said, I'm very young, but I learned one thing in my life.
Quality good.
I'd rather have one devoted student that would come with me till the end of the world than to have a whole entourage that's scared to even sneeze, and then something's going to happen, they're going to run away. I need just one devoted student. Just one. That's willing to go from this side of the world to the next side of the world 100%, then have a whole bunch of monkeys that are not knowing what they're doing. I don't need repeats of me. I don't need that. I need everyone to be themselves. I need everyone to enlighten themselves, to become the greatest you, not the greatest me, but be the greatest you. And when you're the greatest you, automatically that becomes the greatest me. But I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. Rabbi Sai, please, you see the shurim online? Spread them out. You know how many people benefit from it? It's just a click away. It's a post away. It's a social media away. That's just what it is. You know how many benefit of Torah mitzvot you can get if someone else is mechazak from it? I for sure have olam haba. I know this for a fact. You want to know why? Because I'm mechazak you. I'm mechazak Jews. I'm a public servant. I could be going to hell. Most probably I am. I have sins. But elamai, I still after that, I definitely have Gan Eden and Olam Haba. Because I have a dividend. You know what a dividend is? What's a dividend? I'll tell you what a dividend is. Shh. A dividend is always having return on my money. I invest $1, I know forever I'll always have 50 cents coming out of that. Right? Times. The more you invest, the more you get. I invest my time on Klal Yisrael, automatically your mitzvot that you do, your mitzvot your kids will do, your mitzvot your grandkids will do, your mitzvot their kids will do. You know who's banking on that?
You set up a shit up?
But now, if you send one post of one shiur and someone becomes mechazak for that, you don't have to do anything. You just have to do what?
Plus if you want
Send. You know who's getting all the zchuyot? Rabbi say, "V'ahavta l'recha kamocha," helping every single yid, every single yid. Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen. Amen.